All right, welcome. What's So Not is here.
Yeah.
He's not calling in from Australia upside down. Actually here in the studio. What's So Not, welcome. And we're looking at that camera. Just
Okay,
so
cool. Hey guys, what's going on? How are you? Good to be back.
Emo instead.
Yeah.
Emo.
Gang gang.
Emo or emo?
Emo. Last name's Emerson. So Emo is family nickname. It got tarnished by the emo phase in the late 90s. Yeah.
Just ruining your family crest.
Yeah.
Emo night is every night in your family.
We had quite a legacy. Like my granddad had he had a port. He used to have port in a schooner. If you know what that is.
Port wine?
Yeah, in a schooner. And it was called the Emo.
The Emo. that was the signature drink.
And then he got diabetes.
So lay off the port and especially lay off the schooners.
Yeah.
Rolex Wong says, this doesn't seem like a Zoom call. It is not. We are here in the flesh, the actual flesh, exchanging each other's breath.
I think the word you were looking for was fluids.
Okay, the fail is
You're downwind a little.
Well, it's hot in here, guys. It's hard to think. Brain doesn't work good. What's So Not? Welcome.
Thank you.
How's it going? And this is a big week, obviously. You have an album coming out this week.
Yeah, it's a huge week.
Let's talk a little bit about the album, and then we're going to get to what the chat wants to talk about. Anomaly, name for the album.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
I wrote it in 2019. It was sort of the start of it. I was traveling around, kind of living my life again during life is not very real. And I didn't have a home for like 6 years, and I spent that year kind of like, I'd play a festival, but then I'd hang out at the festival all weekend. I'd camp with everyone.
Right.
I'd go into the crowd. I'd go listen to like the industrial techno stages or the rhythm stages or whatever, and I'd just be like, oh shit, this is tight, this is tight, this is tight, all different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling like I was sort of soaking up a palette like a sponge and putting it all together sort of in that year. And then of course COVID happened and allowed me so much countless hours to really just refine it all.
That's great.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, kind of a little bit of reminiscing about that time, you know? It's hard to give out. And Scuffs just says in all caps, rhythm. So you definitely struck a chord with Scuffs.
Yeah. Dr. P, to be exact.
Really?
I saw Dr. P. Like, I know who Dr. P is, but I was like, oh shit, Dr. P is like hitting still.
Yeah.
So he was like the best. It was like Paradiso or something.
Yeah.
And so everyone was like, nah, Dr. P's got it.
Absolutely
Number one.
goated. Yeah, Sweet Shop. One of the first introductions to dubstep for me and a lot of people back over 10 years ago, not gonna age myself, but you know, you've been on tour for so much of your career.
Yeah.
So much of it is being seen through that lens, you know? But
Even like with COVID, like I hadn't been able to sit in a studio for more than a couple of days for 8 years.
Right.
Like, and this is my job. So then COVID happened, and I was like, I was really lucky. I moved over to WA for part of it because they were like totally open to, they had no COVID in this one state of Australia.
Damn.
They just like shut the border. No one was allowed in or out, but they had no COVID, zero.
Wow.
And I lived there. My friend Shock One let me use his studio at night when he went home to his family. So I used that every day for like 7 months, sleeping on the floor. If there was any sort of lockdown or whatever, I was just like the only one in the studio, just living there. It was great.
That sounds awesome. You know, I miss all that time I spent eating donuts and playing NBA 2K, but you know, we got to go back and bring the talk show back and all that stuff. You know, Evan, we got to go back to doing our fake jobs, right?
I miss not doing shit though, man.
Right? It was good. It was good.
It was the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to start doing guest list again. God damn it. But hey, I love all you guys. Please keep sending your names in if you want to come to our shows. It's my favorite thing. Let's get into some of these topics here.
Right.
Jackie is always great about pulling up the topics that you selected. You sent in a few.
Did I?
put in
Oh, yeah,
I put
did
in
send
some
in a
too.
couple.
I put in some too because
Yeah.
you know we've worked a lot together.
I know. I kind of hit you guys back like, guys, you know me. I didn't need to send you this, but I did. And what you sent, I was like, yeah, that's probably my first choices.
Well, let's go
That's
ahead
great.
and pull up these options here. We have craziest surfing moment, releasing an album in 22, and by extension, I think the state of music in 2022 and beyond. We want to talk about that. Wildest house party story. All right, keep voting, guys.
Cool.
We need as many votes as possible, or we do not talk about these topics, please.
I think there's some exciting conversation there, and there's some bland conversation.
I know that you got some crazy house party stories, though.
Oh God.
We're not going to give away too much, but you can do
like
it.
you can't even talk about half of that stuff.
Okay. Well, I did see on social media you were kind of doing a little thing about a house party, right?
I mean, that is going to be really fun. I did in Australia, I don't know if anyone heard about how they brought in these lockout laws, and we've lost 180 venues in one city in Sydney.
Wow.
Because of the laws they brought in just to gentrify it out and fucked all our culture up.
Right.
So I went back in protests one time to Australia and got a Sprinter van and did 7 house parties in one night, around the very southern part, actually outside of Sydney in Wollongong, went up the back of Sydney all the way to the top to the Northern Beaches and then came straight back down the middle. And it was the most fulfilling experience out of all the things I've done, I think, ever. It was just amazing, being in people's back sheds and houses, and it's all the local legend who is a sick DJ, knows all the sick tunes, has a setup in their house.
That's
just
so dope.
Being in there with those people and all their friends who really get it.
Yes.
It was very cool.
Well, the house party DJ set is the best DJ set. It's just, there's no question. Melv in the chat checking in. What's up, Melv? Pendragon saying, what's up? We got to read the chat here. Guys, please keep voting. I know the wildest house party story is in first place right now. Get those votes in, and there it is. So now I wanted to pull up, Jose, can we pull up a photo of my man right there with Corey?
Oh my God, I do have the wildest house party story. I just remembered it, but I'll let you keep going.
This is perfect. Well, no, I mean, is it going to top this guy's house party story? Corey Worthington, this is one of the first YouTube videos that I remember. He threw one of the craziest. Can you explain to the people who know about this, who don't know about this?
So this was when Facebook first happened.
Yeah.
And they just created Facebook events, and it could be public or private.
Right.
And this guy said he was having a house party, and he didn't make the event private. And I think it had 80,000 RSVPs on it.
Right.
And then he threw this house party, and there was the riot police, there was police helicopters, the whole street got trashed or something like that. And then he got on the news, and this lady on the news was like, "You need to apologize. Are we going to hear that from you?" And I'm sure he went on "Yeah, I'll apologize. I want to do the right thing." Right. And he got on there and just changed his tone. Just no.
Totally unapologetic.
I'm not saying anything.
And he didn't take his glasses off because, as Rolex Wong points out, his glasses are famous. I think they did base Project X on that story. Those were the good old days where these house parties would go viral, and a poor young person who was watching their parents' house immediately saw it get semi-demolished. But you said you had a crazy house party story. Now it came to you.
I mean, I think this is actually how the High You Are Branches remix happened.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't even. Do many people know this origin story?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's pretty hilarious.
This is a world premiere exclusive.
All right. And what's that anime or 3D anime Pixar something with the chipmunk? What's the chipmunk?
3D.
Is he called Alfie or something? Or you guys know?
Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Okay,
yes,
cool.
Yeah.
So we were on a tear. I just met Branches, but I'd asked him to do a remix because I heard him do this Michael Jackson bootleg thing, and I was like, "Oh, dude, do you want to remix this song High You Are that I've got?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, well I'm on tour with you in 3 weeks, so let's hang out." Gave him the stems.
Yeah.
And then we went to this party, we went to this kick-on, and we were so loose, bad loose. I was on top of the car, while it was driving. We went to a McDonald's, and someone just started going off and being a bit stupid, and the lady was hell pissed off, and I got pissed into the microphone you talk into, just running around it. We went somewhere where they had Alvin, this giant. I don't fucking come and arrest me for this. But we had this giant life-size Alvin in the store, and we ran in, we stole it, we threw it in the car, we took it back to the house. And anyway, the next day, after it was sort of the day by the time this all wrapped up. The next day after that, Sam Branches was like, "Oh yeah, so that was really fun." And while in the afternoon, I was playing around with the stems, and then he showed it to me. He's like, "What do you think of this? Is this tight?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, this is fucking tight." And he's like, No, really. Is this any good? I'm like, "No, this is really fucking good. We're gonna put this out." And that is how the Branches remix of High You Are happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, guys. All you got to do is get on a sick one and commit some petty crimes, and you might create one of the greatest remixes of its era.
I think the quote of the century is "Kick-ons are key."
Kick-ons are key. That is true, and you got to keep it in key also when you're producing. Minty Bro says, pissing on the McDonald's speaker is how I usually order lemonade. Okay, good. That's definitely a tactic. Do you remember coning? It was a thing that in Australia people were doing for a while.
Wait, is that what? No, what was coning?
So it was when people would go to a drive-through and they would ask for a cone of ice cream, and then they would take the ice cream out of the cone and then put it in another cone that they had in their car. Do you know about cone? I swear to God, this is the thing. Back when planking.
I was gonna say, when you said coning, I thought of planking, but I do remember this trend as well.
So coning was, you would go to McDonald's, you would go through the drive-thru, you would order your soft serve, they'd come out with the cone, you grab the ice cream out of it. Or you would take your cone and put it on top of the cone and then drive off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really what it was. So
we're a simple bunch over there.
It was a simpler time. Caroline Jar says, oh my God, those were the days. They were, weren't they?
Yeah.
Simpler times. Now we got to talk about all the different subcultures on TikTok going to see the Minions movie, the birth of memes. Now, let me ask you another thing about the How You Are remix. Was Hype Machine a big part of that, do you think? The blog scene and SoundCloud, like what was the biggest kind of catalyst for that?
I think the biggest part of it was weed getting legalized in America that same year. And I am dead serious. I went to Colorado like that year.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is the anthem of this era.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is the anthem of weed.
Interesting. That's such an interesting perspective on that.
Yeah.
Because, wow, so it must have been kind of like as an outsider too to like United States culture. Because when we got, like Evan, like when weed got legalized, it wasn't like this huge thing, right? Like it's not like everything changed.
Everything got more expensive overnight.
Well, I think you're wearing, what does that shirt say?
Oh yeah, it does. Huh. Look at that. I don't know.
He's not giving himself away in his interest. But yeah, it didn't feel like it was like a crazy like shift culturally. But I'm sure in other areas, because we're in SoCal, I'm sure in other areas, like a lot of people probably were like really into that time of, yeah.
I think as well, like that was one of the first things we signed to Owsla. Skrillex like pushed it pretty hard.
Nice.
Yeah, there was just like, it's one of those weird things because it's like the most streamed song that I have, right? But I don't think it ever got played on radio. It was not like, it was like the culture and the people pushed it and listened to it and loved it. And it never really got that like mainstream support, but then still became a bit of a giant.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
I'm just going to read some. Raw Alex Juan says, can't confirm, got super high in college all the time and listened to that remix.
Yes.
So, hey, okay. Day in school kid, says Yash. Hyper Essay says, weed is bad. Yes.
Hyper Essay?
Hyper Essay. I do read the comments. Seb Spankulator says, I'm so horny for Colorado. Well, is that a boulder in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh, that was good.
Let me get the rim shot.
Ooh, that was good.
You can't ask for the rim shot, bro. Like you only get the rim shot bestowed upon you.
I didn't think Jose was gonna do it though. I didn't think he was. I'm just fucking around. Now, well, because I was on the blog scene like heavily. Now, Live for the Funk really it was one of the blogs I used to follow. Used to blow a lot of your stuff up. But Hype Machine for sure, I think, had a lot of it back. Do you remember the Hype Machine stuff?
Do you know the first like bootleg I ever made, went #1 on Hype Machine?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
For like an old project I had.
Yeah.
It was a mashup of Fat Man Scoop and Hi Friend by Deadmau5.
I remember that mashup.
You remember it?
I remember that. I have that on my computer.
That was me.
That's awesome. So Hi Friend actually was a banger in Australia.
Yeah.
It didn't really have a moment out here as much,
Really?
but in Australia is when I discovered it.
Well, we were on dance music a little earlier.
Okay, well, that is true. That is true. They also did have, I remember, the Aston Shuffle and a lot of like stuff from that era that was like a little bit different that I hadn't even heard coming out of Australia. You had a lot of festivals that were really cool.
What we had was, some incredible local DJs that became very big. Like they were, co-headlining festival kind of big, but they were locals and they didn't really play outside of Australia. And they played everything from ballet funk to like Jersey to Ed Banger, French like heavy kind of sound. They played everything. Yeah. So we all got very educated on everything that was happening in every corner of the world.
Right. And I thought that was like one of the coolest things about when I visited Australia in 2009. Kind of saw a lot of that in the culture right there. Dive says, What's or Not was my first show I went to by myself, and it was a legendary night.
Yes.
I love that. Jose, can we pull up that photo that What's or Not posted on his Instagram of him touring with two artists? A little flashback photo, because you said you lost your hard drive or your whole computer.
Dude.
I'm sorry to bring up if I'm bringing up a sensitive.
I'm in the middle of the rebuild.
The fallout.
I'm at the start of the rebuild. I finally, you're like, is it this bad or am I just not thinking of an easier way? And I finally got to the point like, no, it is this bad. So
back up your stuff, guys.
Well, I had.
Oh, you had?
I had backed up my stuff.
But it just didn't.
But it's just not work. Like, there was a formatting issue on the hard drive I had a backup of, and then the way iCloud was working wasn't really behaving in a way that was efficient for like synchronization. The backup was an old iOS, which is just not loading on this new M1. Like a whole, there's probably some tech guys in this chat like.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'll help you out.
No, exactly what I'm talking about.
Bro, I know. I've been there. I got the systems. Squish Fish says, What's or Not DMB set was legendary at Los Globos with Dimension and Montel.
Oh, sick. That was the first time I did it.
Yeah, November.
And I did that that was the first time I was like, I think I've got enough knowledge in this space now just to do a set. Like I can play an hour of it and be comfortable. But I was nervous.
I know, but we're going to talk about that. That was one of the topics maybe we'll vote on. Let's show that photo. You posted this on your Instagram.
Yeah, the boys.
So this was you, Porter, and Skrillex, and probably like what, 2013, 14?
Yeah, this was 14.
14.
Yeah.
And tell us about this moment. You guys were touring in Australia, right?
Yeah, I would come here in Europe and everywhere at that time, but then we'd go back and do like a festival run, and everyone would be on the festival. And in Australia, there's usually a festival that happens at a certain time of the year, and you play 5 different cities. And then you're all there for 2 weeks, you're all hanging out, you all have like days off together and whatever. So I was on like the same day as Porter and Skrillex. I think might have even been the day we all like flew to Perth. Sonny got us a jet. And I was like, I'd never been in a jet. I actually realized jets are not comfortable. They're actually like really uncomfortable.
Right.
They're way overhyped.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But that was really
For a lot of reasons, right?
Yeah. But yeah, we were just all hanging out, like, just making music, hanging out and talking. It was great. Just like good vibe. I remember Porter was always one who really thought a lot about the scene, where things were going, where genres were going, and we always have really good conversation. I remember I had a conversation with him back in like 2011 or 2012 when I was just like a local guy, but he knew some of our music. And then I spoke to him then. He was in a very good place. I think that was maybe about Worlds era.
Right.
And
when he was about to make that transition.
Yeah, he was, I think when I first spoke to him, not very happy about the way things were and where he was at with stuff. And then once he did Worlds, he was very happy, and he should be, because it was like such a, excellent piece of work, front to back, art, idea, concept, everything. Yeah.
You can tell though when someone has that kind of like sense of where things are going, they usually are onto something that's and that was a huge transition for a lot of people after as well, having listened to that project. Pierce Lyle says, rest in peace, Stereosonic.
Yeah, rest in peace
and a lot of the festivals, right, in Australia.
Yeah.
Syndron says, even if I didn't know who What's or Not is, I would assume this man's a DJ. He's just way swaggier than you, so it's too tough. Let's go ahead and show that video also. I know Skrillex has been a big part of helping your career, obviously. You mentioned releasing that stuff on Owsla, but we have a video from when you played Brownies and Lemonade. I don't know if you remember this. It was about 6 years ago here in Hollywood. A legendary back-to-back set.
This was your party?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I know this party. This was the 5th Owsla birthday, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Do you know I dropped Mr. Regular, the beat, in this set?
Okay.
at that party.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so
I
interesting. Yeah.
just made it and I dropped in that set.
Was that a massive B2B? Like that
Yeah,
was
it was
that was
like
everyone.
Me, Sonny, Bauer, Val, Valentino,
Slushy,
and then Skrill showed up
Weewick.
in a marshmallow helmet.
Yeah. He's
Like,
got a bit of
it was just.
Dylan Francis was standing there.
I remember me and Bauer were talking about going as different variations of marshmallow and painting the eyes different emotions. I was going to be like mean mellow, and he was going to be like mellow mellow. And then Sonny was like just rocked up in the marshmallow helmet, and we're like, man, you took our idea.
Man, Evan would have been melodramatic, right?
Ooh, that's nice.
You're like 2 for 10 today, man. I'm feeling
That's
it.
pretty good in baseball, though. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for that rim shot. So read some of the chat. Mr. I Hug Zombie says, "Oh my God, I was blackout drunk during this set."
Sick.
Okay, sick. You're on a sick one. Love What's So Not Set in Alaska, says Rain Essex.
Oh, that was tight.
Tell us about that one.
I think it was the biggest, like, either biggest festival, biggest dance festival they ever had there.
Okay.
And they like shut down, the mayor let them shut down the city and like just run it in the streets.
This was like a month ago, right?
Yeah, it was like an OG, like, remember the OG block parties that
Yeah.
like Mad Decent would do? It
Yep.
was like that in Alaska.
I also saw a lot of artists that were like from like our SoundCloud era, you know, which
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
It was sick. It was like me, Chet Porter was on it, Miha was on it, Ferg was on it. Yeah, it was a mad vibe.
And, you know, rest in peace to the Mad Decent Block Party. Hope you come back soon. I know that Darkest Chew mentioned Mad Decent Block Party. Jackie, let's get the next round of topics, please. We got a lot to talk about. We could sit here and talk all day. You got so many stories. Now let's ask this real quick while we pull up the next ones. Let me just pull this up and we'll answer this question. Tour stories with celebrities or notable artists. The state of social media. Ooh, interesting. D&B secret sets in Australia. Also, just not even like the
Look at them, they're so thirsty. They're going straight for. I don't even hang out with celebrities. I don't like them.
You don't have to talk about celebrities. You can just tell us about tour stories and just being on tour as well. He hangs out with a lot of celebrities. Go ahead and let's ask this though.
Okay.
How good is New Zealand and their music scene? It seems like drum and bass is having a huge moment in New Zealand, or has been, right?
Yeah, so New Zealand has been a home for it since before my career even. But just now drum bass is getting big. So they're like, yeah, we've been here.
Right.
We've been all about it. And now it's just, yeah, it's exploding. I think there, and it's giving more opportunity to artists around that sort of region and then over in America to like, because also I think a lot of the UK, European guys that do drum bass, it was hard in America,
Right.
but then they were always going to New Zealand, and then they were going to Perth, and they were going back, and it was like this little track, and it's just sort of expanding out, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it is cool because we've been doing these D&B and all shows. Obviously, you played one, and talking to some of these UK guys, they said that because of parties like this and this interest, now they're actually legitimately touring in North America. And it's cool. We're even seeing like Netsky and Dimension on a lot of festival bills this summer, and other artists. You know, Sub Focus and Delta Heavy and a lot of these guys. So it's really cool that this feels like a legitimate thing that isn't its own little, you know, insulated experience at a festival.
It's got like its historical sort of roots, and then there's new acts doing it in a different way and new cultures developing with it. I sort of saw it for the first time probably in 2017. Actually, Shock One, who let me use his studio in Perth, he did a remix for me, and I tried to play drum bass at just normal shows before, and it would never work. People would just stop dancing, at least at the shows I was playing.
Right.
And then it was a song called Better, and he did a remix of drum bass. He played the regular drop that was like halftime, and it built up into the drum bass drop. And then it was like it just needed that crescendo into it for people to be like, oh yeah, this is the next level of what I was just listening to.
Well, that was one of the things we've noticed, and I'll get to talking about some tour stories, that we noticed that you can't necessarily just like spring the drum and bass thing on people all the time who are unsuspecting. You almost have to either announce that it's a drum and bass set, or you have to like you're saying, the Sonics has to kind of usher the people there, you know?
Yeah.
But it's really hard when it just goes straight into a 30-minute drum and bass segment, and people are like,
Yeah,
what is this?
I used to have to trick them. So I'd play a song half time, so they're already head bobbing.
Right.
And then it goes double time, and they just keep head bobbing at half the speed. You know? So that it's like, it's the same thing. You got it.
You're almost there. You're just so close.
That's why I think Dimension's done so well, because all of his drum and bass, or not all of it, but a lot of the really successful ones we've had, they're all on the downbeat.
Yep.
Rather than do da, 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 da. So the downbeat works with anyone that likes psytrance, anyone that likes house a little faster, anyone that likes industrial techno, whatever. It's just very easy to like grab onto and understand. And I think that's like that track UK was like one of the first D&B tunes. I think you could play. I played it in like Miami, like, and people are like, "Ooh."
Well, you also played a lot of you played a lot of drum and bass in your Miami set in 2019. You played "Oh Goddamn." That was one of the songs you made back that year, and it was a bop. That was a bop.
You.
It was nice that it was your first entry.
I was getting very high back then.
And high you are. Jose, can we pull up that video? Someone is asking, do we have the clip? Sorry, of you with the broken leg during the Oakland block party?
Oh yeah.
We may or may not have it here.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Just making it work.
Just, the show must go on, even with 1 foot.
Yeah. Right.
Omaclot said pre-recorded. You pre-recorded this set.
No, I didn't.
No. You just walked around to the front.
I just walked out the front on the drop. I've got 45 seconds to do that, thank you.
So now they selected touring but we'll talk about more tour stories. That's what you had as a topic. Tell us the story of the first show you played. This is from Goddessy Official. Tell us the story of the first show you played when you knew you made it, or you knew you were finally at a point you had dreamed about.
Dude, my dreams were so small.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's a very interesting thing, because just really quick, a lot of people have huge dreams, massive dreams.
My dream was to play the local pub that was like the Thursday night hangout where people would just get so drunk they like decided dancing was a good idea.
Right.
Like that kind of place.
It's so funny. There used to be, do you guys, Evan, you remember that retail store Metro Park in the mall?
Hell yeah, I remember Metro Park.
Remember how they had a DJ in the store?
Hell yeah, I remember the DJ.
Yeah, I just wanted a DJ in a Metro Park store. Because I don't know, that was the only like DJ thing I knew where you could DJ like whatever music you wanted,
Did you ever reach that goal?
No, I wasn't big enough.
And now you're too big.
Now I'm,
Rest in peace, Metro
me and
Park.
Jose like the wedding gigs. I have to DJ at fucking Omnia next, on Saturday, so it sucks. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. So we have a photo of you. We have a lot of photos of you playing things. Is it okay if we pull these up? I feel like we're barraging you. This is, I think, a pretty big moment for you. And do you have the Coachella photo, Jose? Tell us about the first time you played Coachella, because I remember for you were closing Gobi, right?
Oh, that was the second time.
The second time. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
let's see what Coachella 2017.
Oh yeah, this is the first time.
This is the first time. This is Sahara.
Yeah, how good that? There's a lot about this set. Like, there was a lot going on right then, and I just managed to get rid of my managers, was totally independent, and I had like 15 managers lined up behind the stage, like trying to sign it, which was like rewarding for the amount of stress and hard work when putting in that show. Like I had, for the first time, like visuals built for all the unique songs and like all the different moments. I had a lighting team. I had a new tour manager. I had 3 different performers that I had to organize with their managers, house them, bring them out. Like it was like crazy. I was doing it solo.
Right.
Like
that's a lot.
Like I was the manager, I was the performer, I was like writing all the set, like everything.
Yeah.
And then so the first week I played, I think that is a video maybe from the first week.
Yeah, you're playing Jaguar in that clip.
Or maybe it's the first week is not that clip, that might be second week, but 18,000 people rocked up and I was playing at like 3:30 in the afternoon. And then there was this crazy
massive crowd.
Like crazy amount of press and everyone talking about the new song. I think Gemini like performed it there like the week after it came out. Like it was big. It was a big moment.
It's a big moment for sure.
And there was so much hype off the first weekend because Coachella's 2 weekends.
Yeah.
The second weekend, 30,000 people rocked up.
Damn.
So it went from 18,000 the first week to 30,000 off the hype.
Damn. So was that the second weekend clip, or was that?
I think that is because that looks so
full.
busy.
That looks super full.
It was 3:30 in the afternoon.
The word of mouth, though. Back then,
Yeah.
Coachella would have that kind of word of mouth presence.
Yeah.
I remember, because I've been to a handful of them. 14.
Damn.
I remember, like, you would walk away and people would be like humming IDs that hadn't come out yet, but you heard the same IDs throughout sets the whole weekend. It's not like that anymore, really, but that word of mouth and that's why so many people came that second weekend.
Yeah.
You know, it's so cool.
It's such a wild time. I remember even like in the weeks before, we had to like force the release of Gemini to get it to actually like exist. Like
Right.
it was so hectic.
That's such a cool moment, though. So that was probably one of those moments when you're like, oh, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, fuck yeah, good is winning.
Good is winning.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, someone was asking, Tangerine, you're doing a contest for DJing a house party. Jose, can we pull that clip up? It's the one in the car. Would you ever DJ for a wedding?
I've had a lot of people ask me about the wedding thing.
We can talk about it in a second because we DJ a lot of weddings, so we can give you some tips. Now, let's see the clip real quick whenever you got it. This is what we were trying to tie this into the house party thing.
Yo.
What's or not?
Yeah, what's up?
What are you doing in this neighborhood?
Man, I'm doing a house party.
A house party?
Yeah, I'm actually, anyone that pre-saves my album, I'm gonna go and play a house party anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world?
I'm gonna go anywhere in the world.
Oh,
I'm gonna play
all
a
right.
house party at
Anywhere.
somebody's
I'm
house.
gonna fly there.
And all we gotta do is pre-save your album?
All we gotta do is Pre-save the album. pre-save the album.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, look, I gotta go. I'll see you later, right?
Well, guys, let's go ahead and utilize that function right now. Hit the command pre-save in the chat if you pre-save the album. I'm talking about you, no matter where you are. If you're in, you're over here in Beverly Hills, you're in Estonia. Shout out, Dan.
I'm actually going there.
You're going to Estonia? That's perfect. We'll just.
I'll do it while I'm there. Save me the flight.
We're gonna connect you with our homie while you're out there. Hit the command pre-save right now. Click on that. Enter yourself to win. What's so not DJing your house party? I mean, that sounds pretty good. No matter where you are.
It'll be good. I'm pretty experienced at DJing and at house parties.
That's good. That's good. And I really hope that you guys are doing this. I'm seeing some people hitting the command right now.
That's so tight. You can just have it there in the chat.
Yeah, this is the magic of Twitch. Wow. You just throw a little exclamation point in front of something, and
we should do a poll. Should I get on Twitch? Maybe I should do Twitch too.
That's a resounding yes. There's no question. People love you. Let's go ahead and pull up another round of topics first, and then we can do that. Jackie, pull up the topics, please. Round 3. Look how fast she is. 3D shows. We're talking about Minecraft. The Oliver Tree Beef Saga. Oh my goodness. Making the Innerbloom remix. Ooh, that's tough. Those are some good ones there, though. Oof. Innerbloom remix is it's a lot of people's favorite.
I've got a pretty cool story for the Innerbloom remix.
Okay, well you can't. You gotta wait.
It's pretty cool.
All right, guys. So please vote on that. We really want to know. It's pretty close right now, though, but we'll see. We'll see what. Evan, let's pull up that poll just one more time, just so people can see. 3D shows. The Oliver Tree Saga.
I'd love to talk about 3D shows too.
I would love to talk about all this. We'll see. I mean, we got a little bit. We got some time.
Because I've been building. I haven't really told people this yet, but I've been building a 3D animated film for like 3 years.
Wow.
And I'm turning it into a show.
All right. Well, if you want to hear more about that, you're gonna have to vote on it, and we'll have to save something for the after hours.
But don't tell anyone. It's like kind of still like low key.
Don't tell anyone. The 9,000 people watching. Don't tell anyone. Making the Innerbloom remix is ahead, but there's still plenty of time left. Maximus Music says the Innerbloom remix was my introduction to Rufus. I'm sure it was a lot of people's introduction to Rufus.
I think at that point they'd done a couple of tours here, and they did maybe it was the same year they did like a really good set at Coachella. Like they filled out, like they closed the Gobi tent, packed it out, and it was like a stick.
Well,
that might have been that same year it dropped.
A few more seconds left. Please get those last votes in. Here, let me show that again. Real close. Oh, it's pretty close.
Wow.
Evan doesn't think so. Evan thinks it's over. All right. Okay, cool. So we'll just go ahead and talk about it. So tell us the story about it.
Innerbloom. So it was like this really rough idea, and I just, this is about when I like signed to that new management, and they were like, oh, can you just show us the stuff you've been working on? I'm like, well, it's just in the sessions. I don't bounce it out, like I don't have it.
Right.
I started bouncing out all these things I was playing around with, and then I was in this Uber going down to San Bernardino to play Countdown, and it was like an hour and a half Uber from LA or whatever, or maybe longer. How far is San Bernardino?
It's
in
about
traffic from like LAX, it's like 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
2 hours.
So, luckily it was back in the day of aux cords. The Uber had an aux cord. And I was like plugged in my laptop, just going through all these demos, these little ideas. And then the Innerbloom one like plays, and everybody in the car was like, what is this? What is this? So I was like, oh, it's this band from Australia. I've just been playing around with like an idea. Like, you need to play that. I was like, I can't play it. It's like 40 seconds long. It doesn't go anywhere. And so then in that Uber, I made like the rest of it and a playable version of the song.
Wow.
And then like by the end of the Uber, I was like, yeah, I think I can play this. I think the mix is okay. Like sounded all right in the Uber. Dropped it at Countdown, went off, go to bed, fly to, I think I was doing Snow Globe the next night, and then get a message that there's this YouTube video gone up, and someone put a clip of me playing the song, and it's already got like 60,000 views.
Holy cow.
Just from like being in some like forum somewhere.
Wow.
And people asking what it was, and yeah.
Incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people who watch this who are, aspiring producers. Here's the album artwork, of course. That story is probably wild to a lot of people who produce, that you were en route to the festival, bounce that track.
Yeah.
Did you get a decent enough master on it, you think?
It was actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
it was lacking a little bit in some areas, but it was like, it sounded
Pretty,
good.
and that was
You could probably still go Google that first upload.
Right.
It's probably still up somewhere.
usually. It's funny how they do exist up there, like the original versions. So you would say that it was almost 100% close to what it ended up becoming.
It was pretty close. Like, at least at the first drop, I did like some more interesting harmonies and stuff, and a sort of extended build-up for that second drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty much there. It's just crazy to me that that would have just lived in my computer forever. No one would have ever heard it. Like, you know what I mean? Isn't that mad?
It had to be that moment.
Yeah, like I just didn't even like, I didn't even think to bounce it out.
No.
I was like, oh yeah, it's just one of the things. I wonder what else is on there that's like that.
That's so interesting though.
But now I have no hard drive, so I'll never know.
But you know what? It's okay though. And some great things are out there. Can we show up the chat right now? What's so not on Twitch? Yes. Dibs on first badge, but actually yes.
Love it. Love it.
Well, everyone's gonna vote.
What's first badge? I know so little.
So a badge is it's a little icon. See, like we have like little icons. Like this one is like
that's sick.
It's a little lemon drinking a vodka bottle right there.
I kind of want to think about doing Twitch. I'm about to go after this album. Like, I fucking love this album, and I'm so proud of it. It's honestly like I've never done anything this good.
Well, let's talk about the album. Let's talk about the album.
And then after that, I'm going to go on an adventure exploring music, and I'll do a Twitch about it.
I think you did Beat Smash with us.
Yes.
And that was really fun. And I see only the details saying, "What's so not? It was a pleasure to talk to you in Denver. Come hang at the Beatport office."
Oh, dude. I think I had your number, and I was trying to find it, but I don't know where it is. But it was great to hang with you, man. I tried to hit you up. Like one time, and I was like, fuck, I can't find where I saved him in my phone.
Well, only the details. Send us a whisper. I'll forward the number over.
Mad Dog.
San Holo X What's So Not When? That's what Josh is asking.
San was trying to put it out about now, but I have my album, so we just had to wait a little bit. But I think it's pretty hot on the cusp of.
Oh, you got another collab?
Cause yeah. We've got like 3.
Nice. And If You Only Knew was one of my favorites.
Sick.
Off the last album.
Daniel Johns smashing that
vocal.
vocal.
He killed the vocals.
Oh my god. That was the first thing I ever worked on with him, and that first delivery in the verse. That's the first thing we ever did together. He did that, and he goes to me, "Was that melody too weird?" And I was like, "No, man, that was perfect." And it was just so eclectic and strange, and I loved it. And then we've been like best friends since that one moment.
I love that, and the guitar solo. Jose, can we pull up that photo of him and I together? Well, we got a little one from You and me in Australia.
Where is this?
This was on a boat in Sydney when I was on tour with Alice in Wonderland, and we went on that private
shit.
boat around Sydney Harbor and by the.
Was that with Ferg and everyone? Oh,
Yeah.
Ferg
Ferg wasn't on the boat. But
I went and did a session with him off this boat.
Yes. Yeah. It was
Okay.
you, me, Allison, Party Favor.
Yeah.
Bunch of people.
And I hate boats, but it was cool when like your friends were on there. Yeah.
It was nice that I got the finger guns going. That's
Yeah.
how you know you're cool, guys. You don't buy a real gun, just the fingers. Let's talk about the album. Now,
Nice.
obviously we were talking about the Oliver Tree thing, but that was a huge single off the album.
Yeah.
Oliver Tree, Killer Mike.
Yeah.
You've released a handful of boppers, one of which we're going to play at the end of the show with Louis the Child, but I'll save that for the end. But tell us a little bit about the thought process. You said you had a lot of influences from these different sources that you were kind of
My
diving into.
friend always used to describe. He's like you. You're Xavier, and it's the X-Men, and you just get these things that don't belong together, and then you put them in, and then they just fucking work. Like I feel like I got that with the Mr. Regular one. Like there's so many different worlds colliding, and I was so psyched on that.
I love that. I love the X-Men reference too.
And I waited so long for like a window for that to be able to come out, and finally got it. It was amazing.
It was really cool that Josh says seeing the whole crowd shouting F Oliver Tree in the Melb nightclub was something else.
Oh my god, I have the funniest video. Yash sent me this video of that. Like I just play the song in Australia and people like, Oliver Tree sucks. Oliver Tree, like non-prompted.
Should we pull up the video of the Oliver Tree thing while we're on the topic?
They just hate him over there.
It's like upside down, It's the opposite of America. He's so beloved here, but on the other side of the world, that's another thing. We got it?
Really pissing me off. About 2 years ago, this New Zealand DJ goes by the name of Whatsnot.
I was just served a cease and desist for $150,000 by Oliver Tree. He's claiming I stole one of his vocals and put it on one of my beats. The whole thing is a complete lie, and I have the evidence to prove it. I found Oliver when no one was fucking with him and helped start his career behind the scenes. He's a dog, man. My lawyers reviewed the evidence and deemed his claims totally groundless due to precedent in
All my
Australian
homies hate
case
Oliver Tree.
We're so confident we're going on Triple J Radio with Bryce and Ebony to show my evidence and play this song in full for the first time. And we went on this radio. Harassment and gaslighting stops now. I was so upset. And then we went on radio and he just like yelled for like 20 minutes over the hosts, over everything. And everyone in Australia now is just like, fuck Oliver.
Oliver Tree hijacked Digital Mirage 2 and played Counting Crows. It was awesome. Big Lebowski, you are about to get that band hammer real quick. Yashban, play the second video. Yashban Saul saying, "What a C word." We don't say that word here as much as in Australia. I know you guys say it a lot over there.
I flew across America to confront Oliver Tree.
Yo, dude. What's up? Oh, this was heated. Yeah, you know me. Why you been trying to fucking song up? Just a regular. And you said we could do it. Printed all my fucking vinyls. I did.
Chris? You had the green hair last time.
Yeah, I had green hair. I got a fucking mullet.
Give me a hug.
Up, dude.
I got confused because they're like this guy who's New Zealand. My team
wearing a
said somebody
Blockbuster
hacked my
hoodie, love
Dropbox.
You yelled at me on the radio.
I didn't yell at you. It doesn't need to. All that needs to happen is the song is not coming out. It's just as simple as that.
Bro, I called you so many times, man.
I got like 17 new phones since then. Bro, I'm so fucking sorry. Come here.
Who else remembers Oliver from Getter's old 2016 vlogs? I mean, my favorite is when he graduated from Cal Arts. Did you see this, Evan? He graduated from Cal Arts and came out to get his diploma on a Razor scooter and fell off the stage. I mean, it was pretty odd. It's just one of those legendary things you don't forget. Well, I'm glad that you're able to get the track out. Yeah. And we are the better for it.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about the album. That's what we wanted to kind of bring you on and talk about it. It comes out this week on the 16th.
Yeah.
Pre-save. Hit the command pre-save.
I mean, even just the opening track, I like felt sang on it. And I didn't even know I could do that. It was very much an album of just discovering what was possible when I really sat there and tried. And it was the first album where I've played around a lot with analog. I think only the very last song on my last album was when I was like trying analog, because I've been touring so much I could never carry it with me and like But I really got some time with analog and was processing it digitally in interesting ways. And you hear that particularly with the song with Enshway that's on there, Black Shallow, and Anomaly itself as well. Well, Anomaly was sort of, that was all Serum actually, but it sounds like it's analog. Yeah.
Nice. That's dope.
Yeah. It was, I just like had so much time to really explore sound and then hone in, and that time in the studio, in Shock One Studio in Perth, and just sonically develop it in a way. Like, I don't know if I'll make an album this refined again. I don't know if I'll have that time.
Right.
You know, like, I don't think there's anything I'd change about it. And I've had this done for like, 9 months now. I have it turned in because that's how long it takes to print vinyl. Like, it's kind of insane like that. But
Well, I can tell though that just seeing you talk about it, it's something that you're really happy and excited about. And that's just great, at an artist at any level, any stage in your career, the things that like really give you that joy though is something that you want to share. And, hopefully you guys pre-save it and get him to come DJ your bum ass house.
yeah.
that you live at with your parents. Make sure they're out of town when you book the house party. But I think there's a lot of people on Twitch here who are gonna have you come into the basement to DJ. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're all basement dwellers. That's where we all started. Now we're here wearing suits on the front page. Squidfish says, what DAW does What So Not use?
Ableton.
Ableton.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Ableton. We're going to take a quick break. This is great. Thanks so much for all those stories. I mean, just loved hearing how all this stuff came together. Now, Jose Reyes says, can it be a pool party?
Fuck yeah.
You heard that?
Fuck yeah. You know what? It could even be a wedding. Like, fuck it.
It can even be a wedding.
It can even be a wedding.
Let's go. Hey, said it here. It's recorded, right, Evan?
It is being recorded, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and just take a quick break, and we will be right back. And we're going to ask you about Australian animals.
Oh, shit.
Australian animal quiz coming up next. We're the effing animals, and let's go. All right, we are back in our wonderful real very real studio here with What's So Not. Let's go ahead and show a real quick clip of you.
Oh shit!
This is a clip of you.
This is me dying.
Okay. Well,
This is my second life.
This is your second life.
This is my
You're
second
living
life.
your second life now. This is
living
how
my
you
second
ended your
life
first
now.
one. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead. This is you surfing. You are known to be a big surf guy.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. Oh! Oh. 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 That you're not supposed to bend that way.
No. It still hurts.
Woo.
Yeah, I've surfed twice in 4 months because my back's like not okay. Still working it out.
Full dolphin,
Yeah.
says kicking it.
They offered me a pro model after this, right?
Really?
And I want my logo to be me like scorpioning over my own board, like.
Is that the S?
Yeah. It's like no, like literally like a little like outline of like a guy just like nah, on his own board. Like it's okay to be a kook,
People in the chat just reacting to that one. Totally getting eaten by that wave, says Maximus.
Yeah.
Put the outline on a shirt.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's what you're gonna.
it.
That's gonna
Merch
sell.
it.
That's
Yeah.
gonna sell, baby. Hey, we want to figure out. We're like Elton John.
Yeah.
The bag is too good. Let's go ahead and pull up this MacBook screen and the name of the game right here, Evan. We have it. It's called "We're the Effing Animals."
Sick, Martin Garrix reference. Love it.
So you are a man of the world of nature.
Yeah.
So we're gonna Australia famous for their animals.
We got a timer?
We got a 6-minute timer.
Oh fuck.
This is it right here. All right, here we go. We're on Sport Gold. This is the real deal. We're gonna show you 4 animals. You gotta tell us which one is which.
All right.
Here it goes. Which one is a red kangaroo?
Bottom left.
Bottom left. Boom. Okay. Which one is a saltwater crocodile?
Top right.
Top right. Boom. Correct. Koala.
Top left.
Top left. Echidna.
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
Yeah.
Boom. 4 for 4. Brush turkey.
Bottom right.
Bottom right. Got it. Thorny devil.
Bottom right.
Bottom right. He's good. Dugong.
Bottom left.
Kookaburra.
Top left.
Top left. Spectacled flying fox.
Fuck. I'm gonna say top left.
Top left. Oh, no, it's bottom
shit.
left.
I don't know that one.
Common wombat.
Bottom left.
Bottom left, correct. Numbat.
Numbat. I think it's bottom right.
You got it.
Yeah.
Cassowary.
Top right.
Top right. Frilled lizard.
Top left.
Top left. Bandicoot.
Bottom right.
Bottom right. Cockatiel.
Bottom right. Almost.
Bottom right.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's it, though.
Sugar glider.
Bottom right.
Oh,
Oh, they look so similar. Fucking
so
hell.
similar. That I think might have been I. Tasmanian
Top
devil. Top right. 6 left. A superb lyrebird.
I actually did a whole thing on birds of paradise, so I should know this. The lyre. Which is the lyre?
Lyrebird. Superb lyrebird.
By the shape of its head, I'm gonna say top right.
Top right. Final answer.
Yeah, but
Oh, bottom
what was
left.
that one? That was my other one.
Bottom left. What is an inland taipan?
I'm gonna guess that's the snake, so I'm gonna say top right.
Boom.
Yeah,
A quokka.
top left.
Top
Easy.
left. Tawny frogmouth.
It's not a frog. It's the top left.
Top left.
Yeah.
Oh, top
No,
right.
it's the owl. But that's right, fuckers.
And a
How
bilby.
confusing is that?
Two more.
Bottom right. Easy.
Bottom right,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
And a banded archerfish. Final one. Here we go.
Archerfish, banded archer. It's banded, right? So it's probably got a pattern on it. Archer. Banded archer. Well, I know the top right. I think they have them in the coral reef. It could be that.
Well, this is the last one. You got plenty of time. You were.
I was trying to like.
The chat
treat
is
it like
the
time
chat
I
is
had it.
giving you some. Sleepy Joe Biden 69
I'm
says,
gonna-
"What's so not?
I'm
How
gonna read the chat.
Australian are you?"
Look, because it looks tight, let's pick the top right, but it could also be the bottom left. I don't
Top
know.
right, final
Yeah,
answer?
Yeah, let's go top right.
Oh, bottom right.
Yeah.
Okay. 78%. The average score is 72, and there's an ad for Rite Aid.
I think I did all right. I'm happy
You
with
are
that.
above average.
Yeah, did you get a points for speed though? I bet I didn't.
That I do think that the speed adds a little bit of a curve. We'll say that as a
And
B.
also, this is the thing on the internet. I'm sure so many people like sidebar Googling, oh, what is that animal?
You know what? You actually did it. You actually did the darn thing. I really appreciate. Well, you blew through that. That was like the whole segment. So, well, thank you for that.
I guess we better talk or something.
I guess we got to talk on the talk show. Top left is a clown knife. Archer are fresh and brackish.
Oh, nice.
Sleepy Joe Biden, the expert here.
I like that.
He's the one saying.
Is such a cool word.
Yeah, they're brackish.
Yeah. But also, like, bracking was a thing we used to. I don't know. Can you talk about drugs on the show?
Yeah, why not? We talked about some performance enhancers.
My friends in South America, like when we first went on a trip,
Yeah.
they had this fun idea to like
Do toad?
do blow out of each other's assholes with straws. They called it bracking. It's so awful.
Wait, Evan, let's cut to Evan.
Get to Evan's face.
That's how you get pink eye.
Yeah, he did. And we videoed it on like little Nokia phones. That's all we had back then. And he was like, you can't put this on the internet because my mom will see it.
Woo! Eric the Jetpack said, he said what? I thought they called that boofing.
Yeah, we called it bracking.
Bracking.
It was butt racking.
Okay, so if a fish is brackish, be careful.
That's why whenever I hear brackish water, I'm like, that's fucking funny. It reminds me of that trip to South America.
Pengu says, oh yeah, Barack Obama. That makes sense. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So we were talking about it a little bit. Tell everyone about Bogan culture, because we were talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Luniverse said you knew the ones you needed to know about Australian culture. So
Like
they're
that.
not gonna. You didn't lose your passport. Okay?
Nice.
Australia says you're cool.
Nice.
Oh, you ended up DJing with Odd Mob in New Zealand.
Oh, my God. We did this back-to-back. It was a Manu show, right? And then he had me, Odd Mob, Quicks, all jump up. And we were like having a bit of a challenge of who could play the coolest songs. And the crowd there was like, you know, it was like a Manu's first, I think, Auckland show,
Yeah.
drum and bass centric town.
Yeah.
So it was a cool crowd. And then we were all just like, I was playing songs I've only like bounced one version of out and never even played to anybody. Like it was so
That's
tight.
dope. That's a cool
Yeah.
back-to-back. That's like a nice one-up.
And everyone was kind of in that zone.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's like
Yeah.
a great vibe. Hopefully we see more sets of yours soon. Let's see, right here in the chat. We're talking about Bogan's culture. Only the details. Maximus, thank you for that sub. Be like Maximus, sub to the channel. Only the details. Bogans sell meth and wear Oakleys, no?
Yeah. Except that I feel like Bogans, at least inner city Bogans, have evolved to Eshays.
All right, so talk about Eshays. You were schooling us on Eshays.
Yeah, they have like a mullet like this, but usually a little less on the top, and like a little messed up.
Right.
It's a little bit more messed up. They got Oakleys or the speed dealers. They got the TNs on. They got a polo shirt, jacket. Always got to have the fanny pack.
Jose Reyes with the prime sub. Thank you. We're very close to a
Yeah.
hype train. What's a Bogan? Ask Sleepy Joe about it. But so the Eshays, you said you said you're about 40% there.
I'm probably 40% their appearance, but like 0% their attitude. Unless it's comical, then I enjoy a nice like Eshay banter.
And you called yourself the what of the Eshays?
I'm the freezer of Eshays.
You're the Frieza of
Yeah,
the.
I've taken the culture but evolved far beyond the power level that they can measure.
You heard it here first. He is the Frieza of the Eshays. He has ascended past Bogan culture. But when he becomes perfect Frieza, or like the last form, he has to lose more weight.
I still got a way to go.
Smoke more cigs.
I got a way to go, but you know we all do.
Eshay
Yeah.
equals Enchway, says Lucille Croft.
Yeah, Enchway is like
He's going hard.
I'm 40%. Enchway is like beyond Esh. Yeah.
We've lost him. He's gone completely Enchway.
Yeah.
When I was in Australia, I hung out with Enchway when that photo was taken on that trip. I was there for about 2+ weeks living in Newtown.
Yeah.
And I hung out with Enchway a lot.
And Shuey's one of the greatest people, and he's so fucking good at music and a lot of other shit. Like he's
extremely slept on.
Yeah.
He will get more. He will get more love though. I know it. We need him back in the States ASAP.
Yeah. I
ASAP.
went to his house, and he's like, he was the first person to show me like, oh no, people are like living in video games now, like role playing. He was like in this GTA forum, like Grand Theft Auto.
Yep.
And he was like, he had a character that he played every day, and he just goes into the game and he fulfills that role within that game. And there's 150 other people in the server fulfilling their own particular role.
Yeah, you're describing a very large part of the population here on Twitch. They're
I'd never
GTA 5
seen
role
it.
playing nonstop.
I'd never seen it, and I was like, oh my god.
But that's okay because
This
you
is
were out
so
there
tight.
living in your own weird role play life where people are bracking and missing flights.
Yeah. Barack Obama. The best to do it.
Sleepy Joe Biden is asking what Barack Obama is doing. All right, so we have music to play, and we are going to be signing off. Talk
sick.
a little bit about the album and the song On Air with Louis the Child.
Oh, sick. You gonna play it on air?
Yeah.
Okay. How this one was made is fucking hilarious. My friends I met in Nicaragua, like really cool, fun writers. They all live here in LA. And do you know the Captain Cuts guys?
Yeah.
They're actually residents at Emo Night.
Yes.
Right? So they
Not Emo Night.
Yeah, emo night, emo night. So they hit up all the old like Panic at the Disco managers and whatever the labels, and they got all the stems for these old pop punk records.
Right.
And then they started mashing them up with like me and San
The
Holo.
future bass, yeah.
Exactly.
It's great.
Yeah, and it was so sick. And so
Yeah.
we were there. It was Germ, who's the singer. It was his birthday. We were all there. I think even like Chainsmokers came and like did a guest performance that night.
Nice.
So we were just like,
That's fucking dope.
yeah, we were like having a blast.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I'd been to emo night. It was so tight. Went back to, clubs closed at 2 o'clock in LA at that time. And we were all just on such a high. We're like, let's go to the studio. I grabbed my laptop. We all went to the studio. And it was like their old studio where they had all these little things they collected from all around the world. Because Ryan Rabin used to be in like Group Love. If you remember Group Love, it's that huge band. I think he'd been all around the world with that and the boys too. And they just had all these, he had this kid's toy saxophone that was like, I've got a photo of something. It was absolutely ridiculous, but it's like these little colored parts that you like screw together, and it's like a squiggly little thing like this. And then he just like blew into it this little pattern, and I was like, oh fuck! It was like a game we're playing, like who can make the the best thing out of the stupidest thing in the room.
Right.
And he played this pattern. I was like, I actually hear a sick melody for that, and he airdropped it to me off his phone, and then I grabbed it and turned it into a melody, and then quickly went into silence, made some nice like lush chords, laid down this kind of like. I guess it was like Afrobeat influence, like or old like reggaeton sort of rhythm, and that was the start of this whole song.
I love it.
Was that like party, fun, whatever? And Jerome like smashed out the whole kind of vocal idea just like right then and there.
It's I gotta say, man, it is an awesome song. It really it's got a lot to it. We were listening to it earlier today, and we put it on Fresh Batch Friday, our playlist a couple weeks ago. It's really awesome, and we want to show the video of you. And the Louis the Child boys
Sick.
linking up. We got that one? That's how me, Jose, and Evan greet ourselves in the studio every day. Can we play that again?
The widest thing I've ever done.
Let's do full screen.
It's so good.
The whitest thing you've ever
Chad
done.
taught me how to do that.
Yeah, I had to teach him because only the white people know how to do that one.
I think they do.
At least you didn't brack. Go ahead and.
He's still horrified.
Josh Bunsall says, man, I swear What's So Not has the best stories about every track he makes. Your normies are like, oh yeah, I was just fucking around on my computer.
I remember we did that and I was like, this is the cringiest thing ever. And I was like, that's exactly why I'm going to post it.
This is perfect. This is going to do great on TikTok.
We didn't even like plan it. We came together and we're like, all right, let's do like a weird handshake. We'll all just go in unison. And we kind of like looked at each other as we held hands and we just all crouched. Like
Eric Dew says that synchronized sigh was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, Anomaly is out on 9/16. That is on what? Thursday? Friday.
Yeah, well, Thursday. 9 p.m. PST.
Yes.
You know?
I cannot wait. This is going to be dope.
Yeah. I for real, like, with this album, if you actually go and listen to it front to back and you don't like it, I will be surprised. That's how I feel about it.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that is a challenge to all of you, and make sure that you hit pre-save right now. No matter where you live in the world, you're in a base in Antarctica, you're chilling in Madagascar, or you're just over here in Mid-City. That would probably be a lot easier for all of us because we go to Union a lot. You will get a chance to have What So Not play your house party. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and play on air. Thank you so much.
Woo!
That was the best.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my hair done too. I'm gonna go full.
You should go
Eshe.
Eshe. Yeah. You got to do a bit of a.
Apparently, I'm too much of a tryhard with this, so I got to switch it up.
You got to go to Turkey and do the transplant, and they'll just move it to the back. Better than going to Dubai and getting the what do they call that? The porta potty.
The porta potty. Yeah. Last question. Nada Faisman says, "Are you doing an album tour?"
Oh, this is a complicated question because you didn't ask about the 3D thing. You don't get the answer.
3D. Okay. Okay. So we have to tune in to his socials for the answer to that one.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have. Thank you guys so much. This one's called On Air. What So Not, Louis the Child. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.
Woo!
Peace out.
Don't be so scared to put your heart in. I got mine right here on my sleeve. I wake up to you every morning. If we keep having nights like these, we out here alone and it feels like we're floating on air. Ooh, on air. Who knows where we're going? It feels like we're floating on air. Ooh, on air. On air. On air. Ooh, on air. Why does this feel like the beginning of something that might never end? I hear you talking when you're sleeping. That's when you say what's on your mind. I only hope you really mean it, and I'm not just dreaming all the time.